Imagine the moment your world crumbles in a single email. Your services are no longer required, deemed non-essential. That's how it started for me, but it wasn't just a job loss. It was the theft of my life's work, a $100 million deal I had nurtured from a spark to a blazing opportunity. He stole it right from under me, thinking I was out of the picture. But what he didn't know was that I had written the fine print, and that tiny detail would become his undoing. How did a loyal employee like me turn into the architect of corporate downfall? Let me pull back the curtain on this tale of ambition, betrayal, and calculated justice. Stay with me because by the end, you'll see how one overlooked clause can topple an empire. My name is Jordan, and I've spent the last 15 years climbing the corporate ladder at Vertex Innovations, a powerhouse in the tech industry. Picture a sleek office building in the heart of Silicon Valley, filled with bright minds and even brighter screens. I started as an entry-level contract specialist, drafting agreements that kept the company safe and deals flowing. It wasn't glamorous. Endless hours poring over legal language, negotiating terms that no one else wanted to touch. But I thrived on it. My boss, Victor, was a charismatic leader, always promising big things. "Jordan, you're the glue holding this place together," he'd say during our weekly check-ins, his eyes gleaming with what I thought was genuine appreciation. The team was tight-knit. There was Mia, my sharp-witted colleague who handled negotiations, always ready with a quip to ease the tension. And then there's Ethan, the sales whiz who could charm anyone into signing on the dotted line. We worked like a well-oiled machine, closing deals that boosted Vertex's reputation. Life felt good. Steady promotions, a comfortable salary, and the satisfaction of building something big. I poured my heart into every contract, ensuring every I was dotted and every T crossed. Little did I know that meticulous nature would be my saving grace. As the years passed, Vertex grew aggressively, snapping up startups and expanding into new markets. I became the go-to person for high-stakes deals. One project stood out, the merger with Apex Dynamics, a rising star in AI tech. It started as a casual conversation at a conference. I spotted the potential immediately. Their innovative algorithms could revolutionize our products. I pitched it to Victor, and he gave me the green light. "Run with it, Jordan. This could be our game changer." Excitement surged through me. This wasn't just a deal. It was a $100 million powerhouse that could secure my future and elevate the company. Months turned into a blur of meetings, late nights, and endless revisions. I crafted the contract from scratch, embedding clauses to protect Vertex, and subtly myself. One in particular, a non-compete and intellectual property clause that tied the deal's success to my involvement. Just in case, I thought, never imagining I'd need it. Mia helped with the financials, and Ethan sealed the handshakes. But the fine print? That was all me. Victor oversaw it all, praising my work publicly. "Jordan's the mastermind here," he'd boast in board meetings. Trust blossomed. I felt indispensable, but cracks began to show. Victor started taking more credit, mentioning the deal as his vision in emails. I brushed it off. Team effort, right? Whispers in the office hinted at internal politics, promotions dangling like carrots. "Play the game," Mia advised one lunch. "Victor's got favorites," I nodded, focusing on the work. The deal neared closure, signatures pending. That's when the first hint of trouble hit. An offhand comment from Victor. "We might need to streamline the team post-merger." My stomach nodded, but I pushed forward. After all, who could be non-essential after masterminding this? The email came on a rainy Monday morning. I was sipping coffee, reviewing final terms, when it pinged. "Termination notice, non-essential personnel." Shock froze me. Non-essential? Me? The one who built the foundation of their biggest win? Heart pounding, I stormed to Victor's office. He sat there, calm as ever. "Jordan, it's business. Costs are high." His words stung like betrayal. "But the Apex deal, that's mine." He shrugged. "We'll handle it. Thanks for your service." Escorted out, humiliation burned. That night, anger simmered into resolve. He thought he could steal my deal? He forgot I wrote the fine print. To truly grasp the depth of this betrayal, we need to go back further, to the days when trust was unbreakable and ambitions aligned. Vertex wasn't always the giant it became. When I joined, it was a scrappy firm fighting for relevance. Fresh from law school, I was eager, armed with knowledge but no experience. My first task, revamp a floundering contract with a key supplier. I spotted loopholes that saved us thousands. Victor, then a mid-level manager, noticed. "Kid, you've got talent," he said, promoting me on the spot. Those early years were golden. Team outings to escape rooms where we'd laugh off failures and bond over victories. Mia and I shared countless coffees, brainstorming clauses that outsmarted competitors. Ethan brought the energy, turning dry negotiations into engaging stories. Victor mentored us all, sharing war stories from his climb. Loyalty pays off, he'd emphasize. I believed it, dedicating weekends to perfecting deals. Family time suffered, but the rewards, bonuses, recognition made it worthwhile. As Vertex expanded, so did my role. I handled international agreements, navigating cultural nuances and legal mazes. The Apex deal emerged from a networking event. Their CEO, impressed by my pitch, opened doors. I dove in, researching their tech and forecasting synergies. Victor greenlit it with enthusiasm. This is our ticket to the top. We collaborated closely. He on strategy, me on the nuts and bolts. I embedded protective measures, contingency clauses, and performance metrics tied to key personnel. Smart move, Victor nodded, but subtle shifts occurred. Victor's meetings excluded me more often. Handling the big picture, he'd say. Mia confided worries. He's positioning himself for CEO. I dismissed it, loyal to a fault. The deal progressed. Drafts exchanged, terms haggled. Excitement built. This could mean stock options and stability. Yet, doubt crept in during a late session when Victor claimed credit for a key clause I wrote. Team effort, I reminded myself. In hindsight, the foundations were sand. Trust, once solid, eroded with each overlooked contribution. But from those shifting sands, my plan would emerge. What happens when the architect is cast aside? The structure weakens, and I was ready to pull the thread. The months leading to my firing were a slow boil of tension, where hints of discord bubbled beneath the surface. I want you to feel the unease, the way optimism faded into suspicion. At Vertex, the office buzzed with Apex buzz, posters of the merger and pep talks from execs. But behind closed doors, politics brewed. Victor's demeanor changed. Once open, now secretive. Focus on your lane, he'd snap when I questioned timelines. One pivotal moment. A review meeting where I presented the contract's fine print. This clause ensures continuity, I explained, highlighting the part requiring my sign-off for final implementation. Board members nodded approval, but Victor's eyes narrowed. We'll tweak that. Tweak? It was my safeguard. Mia pulled me aside later. He's rewriting history. Be careful. Her words echoed, but I clung to hope. Pressure mounted as closing neared. Late nights blurred. Coffee fueled endless revisions. Ethan shared sales projections, $100 million in first-year revenue. Your baby, Jordan. Pride swelled, but so did isolation. Victor hogged spotlight interviews, barely mentioning the team. Whispers of layoffs post-merger circulated. Streamlining efficiencies, the memo read. My gut twisted. Who was non-essential? I confronted Victor privately. Am I secure? He smiled reassuringly. Absolutely. Couldn't do this without you. Relief washed over, but doubt lingered. That week, I backed up files just in case. The storm clouds gathered, lightning on the horizon. Betrayal loomed, but I was blind. How could years of loyalty end in discard? The answer was coming, swift and cruel. Now let's relive that crushing day, the one where masks fell and true colors shone. Picture the office alive with pre-merger energy, colleagues high-fiving over milestones. I'm at my desk finalizing details when the HR email arrives. Immediate meeting required. Dread grips me. Walking to the conference room, heads turn away. They know. Inside, Victor sits with HR's stone-faced rep, Lisa. Jordan, sit. No warmth. Lisa pushes papers forward. Termination due to redundancy. Non-essential post-merger. The room spins. What, the deal's not even closed? Victor meets my gaze coldly. We've got it covered. Your contributions are noted. Noted? Rage surges. I built this. The fine print, it's mine. He leans back. Company property. Sign the severance, a pittance for silence. They want me gone, deal intact. Humiliation peaks as security escorts me out, box in arms. Mia hugs me tearfully. This is wrong. Driving home, shock turns to fury. He stole my deal, claiming it as his. But he forgot the fine print I wrote. Clauses binding, waiting. Betrayal cuts deep, but it forges resolve. Justice calls. In the silence of unemployment, as rejection emails piled up, vengeance took root. You know the fire that ignites when wrong is done? That's me, poring over copied contracts, spotting my ace. Revenge demands precision. Let's unpack how I crafted the plan that would reclaim my due. First, review the fine print, a clause stating the deal is void without my approval on key terms. Personal involvement required, it read, my safeguard against theft. Victor overlooked it, assuming ownership. I consulted a lawyer friend anonymously. Ironclad, he confirmed. Enforce it, and the deal crumbles. Mapping the timeline, merger announcement imminent. Disrupt now, maximize impact. I gathered evidence. Emails proving my authorship, timestamps. Emotion fueled me, anger at theft and sadness for lost trust. Mia's updates, Victor's parading as a hero. It steeled me. The plan: alert Apex via anonymous channel, highlight the clause. Demand my cut or watch it fail. The risks were high, but so was the reward. Nights of strategy, heart racing. The bomb was set. Detonation neared. With resolve hardened, I launched the plan on a quiet evening, with an email sent to Apex's legal team. Review Clause 17.2 requires Jordan's sign-off. Anonymity protected me. Waiting was agony. Would they bite? Days later, news trickled. Merger delayed. Mia texted, "Panic here. Apex questioning validity." A smirk crossed my face. Victor scrambled, but the clause held. Stocks dipped and pressure mounted. As fallout built, guilt mixed with triumph. Innocents were affected, but justice demanded it. The climax approached. Explosive. The peak hit during the emergency board call, leaking details, painting chaos. Apex invoked the clause, demanding my involvement or cancellation. Vertex begged me back, $85K consulting fee. I agreed and then exposed the theft. Deal saved, but Victor ousted. Reputation ruined. Satisfaction flooded. Revenge was complete. Post-climax, Vertex restructured and is ethical now. I consulted independently, thriving. Victor faded into obscurity. Peace settled. Betrayal teaches caution. Details matter. Moral, integrity wins. Shortcuts lose. What fine print have you written? Ponder. In corporate shadows, be the light. Thanks for the journey. Stay vigilant.